Alright, we're going to do a review for episode 8, which is the third and last public stage before the debut night. And I think I had the most fun this episode out of all, just because everyone was really relaxed. Actually, I was just watching the Weibo live with Xiao Yu and Didi right now, and they said that for the last stage a lot of their families have flown out to Thailand, and also a lot of the eliminated contestants were in the audience. So everyone just wanted to enjoy the stage for a last time with their friends and give a good show, which made it really enjoyable to watch, and the vibes were much better. I want to start off this time with the spin-off episode in which they chose their songs for this third stage. And as you can see here, it is probably filmed after the second elimination. They're told that it's gonna be a collaboration stage, so let's quickly go through the songs. As the first one, we have What Is Love by ITZY, which fits perfectly into the cute concept. As the second one, we have Night Ride. It's a more chill R&B vibe kind of song. Third up, we have Push Number 5 from Chuang 2021. Probably the only bad choice here, but I'll explain later. And then we have Dum Dum from Jeff. And he'd be like, oh, I'm not a guest for sure. Which I actually believed him for a second there. Last one, we have Nightwalker from 10. And I thought instantly this is like either the best or the worst song because it's really hard to pull off this concept. Overall, I would say a lot of flirtatious songs, as you will see later on. So basically the top 5 can choose and they will be automatically center, which I think is okay since their fan bases voted them so high and want to see them at least for once to be the center. I mean, if it's a competition like Pailiu and Eileen probably will not get center if there are stronger contestants in their group. So Xiao Yu this time goes for cute and Ruan goes for the cool, which was what I expected since they said that the last time. For those who are not in the top 9, they cannot choose, which is actually not that great since this is kind of like their last chance to prove themselves and you don't want to get screwed over just because you don't get chosen. Also, I don't know, I always feel bad for the people standing there last. It must be a quite bad feeling. I mean, imagine being Mamsu here and then getting voted after Duna, who's not even there physically. Also, Xuanning getting voted second to last is really confusing to me. You can already see here there are some dynamics going on in the background because I honestly was quite surprised when Wang Ke didn't pick Yuan Ke and Xuanning despite them raising their hand so badly every choosing round. Like instead she chose Wang Shenxi, then Ming Ming, and then Jasmine. Before at last she had to choose Yuan Ke and Xuanning. So yeah, as you can see, she's definitely not on good terms with Yuan Ke and on even worse terms with Xuanning. I mean, look at this handshake. Even in women's tennis they have friendlier handshakes than that. Also, on a side note, what we can pick up here is that when Ruan was picking Lu Yuting, she mentioned 3 times that she has to focus this time, which for me sort of is a red flag. Also confirmed later on by 10, who repeatedly said that Lu Yuting is not very focused in the trainings. Alright, now let's move directly to the performances. I think we already spent too much time on the introduction here. We start with What Is Love. We have Lisa, Jasmine, Rinka, Didi, Xiao Yu, and Emma. And I think except from Xiao Yu and Lisa, all of them fit pretty well into the cute category. Shout out to P. Mike. I think the gifts that he gave the trainees were absolutely the best out of all mentors or guests here because he gave them individual gifts for each one of them, which means that he usually pays a lot of attention. And also this gesture of making this t-shirt the night before the performance where he put all the names of this group. It was really lovely, I think. Also, how cool is it to have P. Minnie watching your trainings and telling you what you could improve? I think for future seasons, they should definitely bring more like active idols right now to be their mentors. For the stage itself, I think Xiao Yu did a good job, but for me, Emma was the real MVP here. I think her rap part stood really out. And look at her new hairstyle, I think it's really fitting her well. Alright, moving on, let's talk about Dum Dum. I feel like this stage was more about Jeff than about the girls. And if the girls were mentioned, it was more about their, let's say, chemistry with Jeff, which was a little bit weird, especially because, for example, Eileen is like 15. So they're really like playing with some boundaries here. As for the stage itself, it again focused too much on Jeff and Wanke. The other people felt like background dancers. Maybe Eileen had some parts here and there where she could shine, but other than that, for example, Xuanning or Yuanke, they couldn't really do anything. But I'm super glad that Eileen got to win MVP. I think it surprised her more than it surprised me actually, because in my last video I predicted her to debut as rank 2. If you haven't checked that out, you should definitely do it. Next up we have the push number 5 group, which is Arjing, Ninint, Pailiu, Krista, Tegan and Mamsu. Even though this group has 2 of my favorite contestants with Arjing and Krista, I probably liked the performance the least of the whole evening, simply because the production butchered this song completely. It felt like they really tried so hard to make me like Pailiu, and they made everyone say something about Pailiu, how she overcame her challenges and stuff like that, while the real talented vocals, they only had like one-liners or harmonies to sing the song, so that was like really disappointing. However, the more satisfying it was to see my girl Arjing still shine with the few seconds that she had, and getting MVP, that made me really happy. Moving on to a group that I actually enjoyed and even surprised me a bit was group Night Ride, consisting of Aker, Jiaoying, Duna, Liliana Lee, Yin and Eileen as their center. The overall vibe in this team was probably the best. They integrated Win very well, and Duna is showing Yin how to play with the eye contact, which is Duna is really good at. And probably my favorite scene of the episode, when they thought they were getting shy around Win, but forgot who is the end boss here. I was also quite pleased with their stage performance, as I felt like everyone had their moments to shine. Maybe Eileen was a little bit nervous to be the leader and the center for the first time, but Yin really slayed it today, and also so Duna looked very comfortable. So Yin getting MVP is surely deserved here. Last but not least, we have Nightwalker with Pra, Louis Ting, Xue Yao, Keith, and Ruan. As I mentioned, this song is actually quite catchy, and thank God we have no shenanigans with some flirting with the mentor. 10 is just like absolute focus on the performance. So thank you, P10. Pra could finally show her skills, and really happy for her that she got the MVP. Also, Xue Yao was really good. But my personal favorite here was 10 himself. I never noticed like he was such a good performer actually. So this wraps up our review of the third stage today. I will not discuss the rankings as we have the last elimination next week. So which stage did you like the most? Thank you for watching, and if you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. It would help me out a lot.